Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. This is Wrestling with Entertainment, bringing you the latest exclusive breaking news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between. I am your host, James J., starring Kaliko Yachts.
What it do, world? Hope everybody, hanging in there. It's getting some crazy times, but just hold on, man. POP, power positivity.
And Mitch Mayhem, who is not here, and Scooter Dust, who is also not here, but he might be joining us a little bit later. It's not a great day for wrestling. Obviously last week we were not on, for many reasons. Um, but last week we lost a wrestler, Hana Kimura. She was 22 years old, of apparent cyberbullying suicide. This really sucks, right?
I mean, it really sucks when it's something of suicide and when mainstream media picks it up and and we all try to look at the deciding factors and so on and so forth. It didn't help with certain other people's comments. Tammy Snitch, example, who made some not so happy, comments about it. Sienna talked about it with her fans, and she was really distraught about
Allison
it.
K, right?
It, yes, Sienna, aka Allison K, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, she seemed very distraught about it because she knew her. She didn't know her, but she knew like of her mother type deal. So it rocked her hard, and it's just rocked everybody in wrestling hard, and it just goes to show like, yeah, we're inside quarantine, and yeah, physical health, but just your spotlight on mental health and your mental well-being, and sometimes you gotta unplug, and especially during this time where we're in this weird situation where we have to stay engaged to figure out what's going on and what's updating, but we need to plug away because the news that we are getting is so depressing, and the way that people are interacting with each other is not of civility, and it just this hardcore balance that you have to try to present not only for yourself but for your mental well-being. And it's just it's just a shame. It truly is a shame. And rest in power for her, man. But if you guys need help, man, go get it, man. Talk to somebody. It doesn't hurt to talk to anybody, man. That's why sometimes you always talk to people, man, because you never know, man. The smile and positivity that you give somebody could prevent them from doing the thing that they thought they wanted to do.
Absolutely, and um, social media could be very toxic, and just like you said, um, in today's world, like right now, what's happening, and sometimes wrestling fans could be very unforgiving. You know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah,
when you send out that tweet or put that message out, know that it's going to an actual human being that might have feelings.
that is so true, because the one thing that I always tell people, even when I send text messages, the one thing you can't account for when you're sending it is context. You can't account for tone and context. So,
Absolutely.
you know, me telling you, hey, I'm on, or hey, let's go this way, or hey, what's up, or if people take things, people could take the one thing that you would think would be universal, different ways, and I mean, honestly, yeah, honestly, I would say it'd be best to just, take yourself off of it sometimes, because especially now with this whole racism at play popping in, and as much as people don't want to hear it, racism is following everybody at this point, and everybody's going to say just stick to wrestling. But the problem is it's so blended in now. It's blended in the NFL. It's blended in the NBA. It's blended. Hell, NFL this week with Drew Brees and what happened there, and the NFL admitting that they were wrong about the Kaepernick situation. So it's hard for this time and age to just be like, just stick to the wrestling or just stick to this, And we're not going to go deep into it, or, deep and dive in,
No.
getting into the nuances. But to say that we would, but to say just ignore it would be naive on our part.
Another unfortunate death that happened this week. Danny Havoc died. He was 34 years old, so another young guy died. The way of death has not been determined yet. But this kind of sucks too.
It does. It does. I mean, another guy, Larry Dallas, he talked about Danny, and he knew of Danny. So it's funny when I look at like how these wrestlers react to it, because no one takes it so hard, the worse than their peers.
Right.
So that's who you should take with the grain of salt, not the people who try to pop off every now and then. So, but to me, two extremely young wrestlers,
Gone too soon.
two young lives. Hell, I'm 36, and to me, that's like Jesus,
Yeah.
like it's just like it hurts to see people, it hurts to see people passing, even if it ain't people akin to you or close to you. But loss of life should be, never a binary choice.
Yeah. Danny Havoc, of course, the brother of Jimmy Havoc and father to Jessica Havoc.
Yep.
Um, some
Two-time CZW Death Tournament winner, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
So,
Some
or
good
Tournament
news.
of Death, right? There you go.
Good news. Drew Gulak has returned to WWE. How did he come back to WWE, Kaliko?
He gave Vince that PowerPoint presentation, baby. We're back. But it also shows you how you should conduct yourself in a business environment, because that's the reason that they even brought him back in the first place. He didn't bitch about it. He didn't go on Twitter and release stupid videos a la the Revival. He took the Dusty Road, not Dusty, Dustin Rhodes approach. Yeah, Dustin Rhodes approach, and just handled it civilly. And the universe rewarded him. It just goes to show, like, you don't have to be, a shitty businessman to get what you want. You know what I mean? And he's back, and it just shows you, like, as much as everyone keeps saying, Vince is, and this is to Mitch, as much as every time he says Vince is out of control, Vince only cares about himself. Vince doesn't care about the people. If people do things the right way, he will reward them. And that's one thing that you cannot deny about Vince. Whether you love him or whether you hate him, if they handle business correctly, he will do it in jest.
And even if you don't do it the right way, it's not like a death sentence. Bruno Sammartino, Ultimate Warrior, CM Punk. I mean, nobody thought that they were going to come back to WWE or have anything to do with it. And, they came back. They always come back.
I mean, because the one thing that heals all wounds is time. And Punk it's a little bit more iffy because he's more Fox than WWE. However, there has been like, they're showing his videos from him winning Money in the Bank and winning the heavyweight title for the first time. So it just goes to show you like it not everything's gonna be a death sentence. Time heals all wounds. Vince is a caring guy. I mean, yeah, he cares about the business aspect, but for the most part, I mean, everyone who talks with Vince doesn't think he's an asshole by nature. Maybe in a business sense, but not, in a personal sense.
Right.
Not saying he's perfect, by the way. Because I can hear Mitch in it. You're just sucking on his dick. You're just sucking on his dick. So, yeah.
One thing last week, obviously, we was not on. We did miss a big paid preview that happened. AEW Double or Nothing. Could you maybe give us a brief description of what you thought of the show as in its entirety?
It was good to me, not great to me. Mainly because you had Mike Tyson. You had if I remember this right, the main event was the TNT title match, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
No, the main event was the Stampede match.
Oh yeah, now that was good. I must admit that was good, and kudos to those dudes out there working a whole stadium. So that was a great match. Kushida got the belt. Hey, we called it.
It was a great day for the X chromosome.
Yeah, bitch. So we're like high-fiving cats at that time, but overall, it was an okay show. I mean, was it worth $59? Is the bigger question.
Absolutely
and to
not.
me, it wasn't. You know what I mean? And
Right.
That's where can you justify the value, especially when that pay-per-view was on the same night. I want to say. No, we did. No, that was 2 weeks ago. Never mind, because I was about to say the UFC did a free show, and I was about to say if it was on the night of the free show, people are going to lean toward the UFC. But I think it was beforehand. So,
Yep.
But even with that, it still wasn't worth $59. Hell.
I mean, you could debate if WrestleMania is worth $60 in today's world.
You can, but the problem, but the offsetting thing with that is that if you have the network, you won't pay that $60.
Exactly.
I mean, in essence, you're paying it over the year, but you're getting so much more from a value standpoint, and that's not including the newly announced free tier. So for all the mofos who say they don't want to pay $9.99, they got a free tier for your ass. You can't get no better than that. Just saying, you can't get better than free.
Exactly. That's a pretty cool thing that they're doing, right? And it's the first time that WWE has a current Monday night and Friday night SmackDown on the WWE Network as well.
And they were hinting at this because of the simple fact they sent surveys for fillers, and I got one of the surveys because I've been a day one A1 WWE Network guy because who the fuck wouldn't? But and one of the questions were, how would you feel if you had to a tier structure? Because what they're trying to do is maybe you pay a little bit more, but you get like access to like tickets before they go on sale, pre-sale. They're trying to do like, okay, you'll get a vote for the Hall of Fame. those type of things. So they're trying to work it out, and especially today, considering like hell, COVID, and most people are going to be inside anyway. And I think it also helped when they got that general response, because if I remember right, they did set something free for a little bit during COVID.
Yeah, they did.
So that just showed you, hey, the prescriptions jumped, and rather than have them leave and re-sign, just say, hey, you're free, stay here, you ain't got to do too much.
We kind of got off subject with the WWE Network, but just back to the AEW. So yeah, just for a brief summary, Sheeta is your new women's champion. I honestly, one of the only things I actually popped on during the whole night, because I didn't expect it. I thought they were going to keep Nyla.
I kind of figured it when they said no DQ. That threw me a ringer, because it gave me the red flag, because of the simple fact that you already knew, like, going pound for pound.
It gives Sheeta an out.
Right, it gave Nyla an out.
But
and that, to me, I saw that part, and
Darby
that's
Allin,
why I thought, okay.
I was right about Darby Allin. He wiped himself out in the first 2 minutes of his arrival in the Casino Battle Royal. Nearly broke his leg in half. Cody is your new TNT champion. What do you think about that belt of his?
It's not finished, so I'm gonna reserve judgment until we see it as a finished product, because everybody just find a way to shit on it just to shit on it. And to me, I'm like, okay, we know COVID has fucked up the whole supply chain, so ain't no sense of shitting on something that ain't even finished yet.
If that was the finished product, would you be
now if that was it, I'm disappointed as fuck. But considering photos have been flying around about that's not the finished product, right, I give them the benefit of the doubt.
What did you think about Jon Moxley defeating Brody Lee by TKO? I mean,
protecting Brody.
Yeah.
Protecting Brody Lee. I mean, that's basically what it was.
I mean, what are your thoughts on Jon Moxley's first pay-per-view defense being second to last on the card? That's kind of disappointing, right?
It is. It shades of me of CM Punk's reign, if you will. How, he was the champ, and yet he had to go on next to last at the pay-per-view. AEW is gonna be like, oh my god, it ain't the same, blah, 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 blah. Bullshit, it's the same. I mean, there was certain shit in the pay-per-view that was literally the same as a WWE show. So let's not, kid ourselves here.
Most of the wrestlers. Or former
95
WWE employees.
Exactly. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure he doesn't care, because he cares more about the freedom than what place he is on the card.
And then at last you have the Stadium Stampede. The Elite with Matt Hardy beat the Inner Circle. Did you or did you not buy one of those Inner Circle Stadium Stampede shirts?
The answer is no, and it's not because I don't want to. It's just because my money went to other things, such as graduation and paperwork shit and sinks and cars and bills. Fuck that shit. As I hypocrite myself because I bought a Winged Eagle championship belt for a month
sweet.
ago.
Which one? The Big Eagle or the Winged Eagle?
The Winged Eagle. I got the Winged Eagle Warrior.
The Ultimate Warrior one.
Yeah.
So the
Had to
color of
have
the
it.
strap of the color is yellow?
You say what?
The color of the strap is yellow because you said it was...
Oh, the blue one. The blue one. The blue
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, the blue joint, not the yellow one. I know there was three. There's like a purple, the blue, and the yellow,
Yeah,
and the white. There's a white one that's popping off all over the place too. So, but
Yeah, my belts are... I have the big gold belt, and I have the smoking skull.
see, that's what we need to do. We need more positivity about belt and chair collections. I think we can't go wrong.
I mean, the old designs were awesome. The ones now are kind of generic, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the newer ones just feel bigger. Them motherfuckers are huge.
I mean, the only belt I would probably get from this generation of wrestling is maybe the new Intercontinental Championship.
That's a sweet ass belt.
It is. I mean, it's the best belt WWE has right now. I'd sooner get the 24/7 belt before I get the WWE belt.
Yeah, I was thinking of getting my collection. Let's see what I got. I got the I just told you the Warrior Winged Eagle.
Yeah.
I have the Universal. I have the WWE Championship.
Which one?
I have the new one.
Okay.
The heavyweight championship. So I got both of those, the Red Universal and the WWE Championship. I have the Intercontinental Championship because
Which one?
that one was a steal. The version before the new one, and that was like $189 at WWE. It was fucking a steal. That's a steal. And then I have the NXT. I got the NXT championship right before they debuted the new NXT championship. And I was just like, fuck. But when I got the belt, I had Nakamura sign it. I had Samoa Joe sign it. Neville signed it. Bo Dallas signed it. Bobby Roode signed it. So yeah, I got the people who won the belt to sign the belt at least.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Last week on Smackdown, WWE did an angle where Jeff Hardy drove right over Elias, and Braun Strowman was present for this. Obviously, it was all a storyline, and Jeff Hardy was not actually guilty. But don't you think this is maybe a little bit poor taste?
Yeah, I mean, but the best storylines are the ones that are off reality or based off reality. You know that with the blurred line, and you can't, and people can't sit there and say, well, it was bad in taste, but yet they did a whole fucking storyline with Matt Hardy and Edge because Lita cheated on Matt Hardy.
Sure.
We can't have it both ways. The things that we let slide is off the chain.
I mean, they have
to me,
worse things and worse taste.
Exactly. So, and if he's okay with it, if Jeff's okay with it, I'm okay with it. It's not my story to put out there.
Right. And last week, it was also announced that Matt Riddle will officially be a part of the Smackdown brand. It's been rumored that he was going to be a part of the WWE roster for quite some time now, but it's official now. Matt Riddle on SmackDown. Your thoughts?
What's going to happen with the NXT tag titles?
Well, Imperium has them right now, and I think those guys, Sora and Riku, have maybe an opportunity at it. And oh yeah, the what are they called? The Fashion Police are your number one contenders.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, I mean, hell, Matt's coming up. I mean, like I said, the best ability right now is availability. So, you willing to come to work? You're on the roster, buddy. Like, that's pretty much it. Like, Austin Theory has to be the luckiest motherfucker ever because he got signed, and a month and a half later, oh yeah, you're on the roster. Well, fuck, ain't got no choice but to swim now. But I've heard that they really love that guy as much as like people gave him shit for the Montez Ford spy. they, they really want him to succeed.
I mean, it was definitely prematurely he got on that roster, and he's by no means ready to be on the main roster. But it's who you got, not who you need.
Exactly, and that's why I tell people it's like everybody's like, well, Vince just doesn't care and da da da. It's like, bro, we here now. It's availability, and that's not even including what's happening in Florida because they're thinking. And I ran into an article where Florida's thinking about allowing crowds to go to these shows. So, it's getting back to normal, whatever normal is now, because it can't be what it was. But hey, man, it's time to go, and Riddle's there, and he needs to move up too. I think they were talking about was it Dominic Dijakovic? They said that he's going to get called up soon.
And
So basically, anyone in
possibly
NXT that doesn't have a storyline. Yep. So yeah, it's just going to be,
I mean, that's good for
it's
the
like
main roster because they're kind of getting stale right now with what they have. And the women's division, especially on SmackDown, desperately needs new talent. Um, that being said, Matt Riddle would leave a big hole in NXT.
yes, that is true. It would leave a hole in NXT for now. But the one place where I think, and NXT has a loyal base, so we know who their core is and the core structure. And to me, the core of NXT is right at this point. If I had to pick, I say Undisputed Era, Velveteen Dream, whether you like them or not, Ciampa, Gargano, in Charlotte. Those are like the core group that they're trying to work with, and Keith Lee. So those are like the main core that they're trying to stick with, and it's just try to get some of those guys that are on the come up to come on up and see whether they can make it or not.
And Kurt Angle spoke about possibly managing Matt Riddle coming to the main roster, but turning it down because he has a new healthy food business he's working on. Would Kurt Angle work as Matt Riddle's manager, or would it maybe hold Matt Riddle a little bit back?
Um, Matt Riddle is an ex-cage fighter, so I see the athletic portion there, the sport connect, MMA, Greco-Roman freestyle wrestling. I see it there. Two totally different personalities. I mean, I could see it like how can I like a Rick and Morty type of deal, because That's the only way I can see it work. Not like the actual gimmick, but the way that they give and take from each other would be that way. Because Kurt Angle can be still entertaining,
Oh yeah.
and Matt Riddle, of course, it's Matt Riddle. Who's gonna say no to Bro?
Well, Timothy Thatcher sure did. That cage match that they had on NXT was pretty brutal.
Yeah, it was, and I mean, if that's the way that he left going to SmackDown, then he left a lot better than most in NXT.
um, going to some of the things that happened on Raw this week. It would be remiss if we didn't talk about Nia Jax, not injuring, but maybe avoiding a cut on Kairi Sane's face that could have definitely been avoided. It's rumored that a lot of the women talent do not want to work with Nia because she hurts people. Your thoughts?
Uh, I mean, I see people's points, shit, but I'm also looking at it like shit happens, and everybody like is quick to like. Everybody's been quick. Oh my god, get rid of Nia because she is hurtful, and I'm like, she's part of like one of the biggest dynasties in wrestling, the biggest wrestling families ever. Uh, Not saying she's untouchable, but god damn it, it's close enough. And someone of her family stature is going to get a lot more, chances just because of what their family contributed. Is that fair? No. Um, but I mean, hell, it happens.
You know, we're not uh unfamiliar with big men in WWE that have been not they haven't hurt people. Bam Bam Bigelow. Uh, uh can't really say Riddle's never really hurt anybody, but he was accused of being snug.
I
Um,
mean, Seth Rollins is getting accused of it. So I mean, it's just you know, right now everybody's inside. Everybody's just finding a reason to nitpick, and yeah, it could have been avoided, of course. Didn't do I think Nia just went out? You know what? I just want to fuck this bitch up. No. So I mean, that's where you got to look at it, man. It's like look at what happened and look at the intent.
do you think Nia needs more training?
I mean, you got to think Nia. This is what Nia's not even like her second or third, like what fifth or sixth match back from a torn ACL. So surgery on two knees. So she's still getting into the thick of finding her leg strength. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that that's the excuse that I would give her, but
But it's
you
not the
know,
first time she's hurt somebody with not exactly knowing her own strength.
well, this is her first time trying to figure it out on coming back from two fucked up legs. I mean, the other ones I'm not gonna excuse, but this one I would give her the benefit of the doubt because it's all about being comfortable in the ring. Like, think about it. Do you think that she was? I mean, she was probably working to get herself back in shape from as far as just walking and physical therapy. I mean, wrestling in a ring and learning how to throw people is not like something that would be innately in her DNA, if you will.
True, but not saying anything disparaging about Nia, but she is one of the bigger goals, and to make yourself the other goals feel safe, wrestling you gotta, know how to manage your weight, or you're gonna hurt somebody. The same,
That I give you.
you know, Mabel was, the main guy in '95, but, he hurt Diesel. He hurt Undertaker. He hurt half their roster. And it made them not go with him because of those facts.
Hmm.
So, that's what I'm going with. If people don't want to work with you, then it definitely stops you getting more money. And
True.
another thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, R-Truth regained the 24/7 7-Eleven I-95 CNN championship by pinning Rob Gronkowski and essentially small packaging him out of WWE forever. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, Rob's got to get back on the field, so you knew that was going to happen. And the NFL already said they ain't taking that celebration with the belt shit. So it's better sooner than later, so they can go back to Tampa Bay and not make the playoffs.
Come on, baby.
And the Street Profits partook in another anything you could do, I could do better match against the Viking Raiders. Last week was miniature golf. This week was bowling. What are your thoughts on this? Anything you could do, I could do better events.
A way to keep the storyline going without killing either side's credibility. I mean, that's basically what that seems like to me. I mean, they might as well just duke it out in a best of 7 or something.
I think they are. They're both at 2-2 right now.
No, I'm talking about physically wrestling.
Oh yeah,
But,
yeah.
I mean, they did that with Sheamus and Cesaro, where it was like a best of 7 series or something, where it turned into a tag team.
But we're seeing things we've never seen before. We're I find it entertaining. Maybe not, and everybody's gonna say that it's good shit, but I think WWE's done demo shit that didn't work. I think this works. What are your thoughts?
It'll work if they just stick with it. I mean, sometimes they ain't got no choice but to work now because it ain't like the crowd can shit on it. So I mean, it ain't like there's a crowd that can boo the shit out of it. So hey, see where it goes. Try to make new stars. Try to create new content. Try to be outside the box. And I think this is one of those things where it's just like, hey, try to be out the box.
And one of the more bizarre things that happened this week was it was announced that MVP was furloughed as a producer but rehired as a WWE talent. Kind of bizarre, but with WWE, anything could happen in the World Wrestling Federation, pal. Right?
Yeah, I think that they were trying to get him to manage a black stable, but obviously with what the fuck's happening now, it's kind of ixnay on that.
Touchy subject for the moment.
So yeah, let's not go there. Let's just figure some other lane to go to.
DJ, bring the toys inside.
um, Drake Maverick won the the cruiserweight champion. No, actually, Drake Maverick lost the cruiserweight tournament to El Fantasmo and El Fantasma. Can't fucking get anybody's name right tonight. He's your new cruiserweight champion. Drake Mavericks get a contract at the end of it. it would have been really fucking horrible if WWE didn't offer him a contract after this, right?
Yes and no. Yes, because the people were rooting for him and they kind of had him on his side. No, when you look at what the hell Leo Rush was saying, because of the simple fact that, you took people getting fired and making it into just some story gimmick. And there's a legit gripe to that because he's thinking, oh, well, since you did that with him, you're gonna hire us all back? And the world kind of hates Leo right now. Well, not everybody hates Leo. The world don't hate. I mean, the people I've seen love him, but I mean, he had a point, and he's gotten to the point where he released emails about him claiming that WWE was a hostile work environment. So this thing goes deeper than what most people think, and it's not just as black and white as Mark Henry or anyone else would put it, for that matter.
Right. Speaking of the other fired wrestlers, WWE reached out to all the fired wrestlers to ask them if they want to work at a half their contract pay just to come back and wrestle. Because apparently Impact Wrestling put out a commercial showing some of the fired talent in it, and they didn't want them getting to Impact.
And that's what we call putting the cart before the horse. Because if that were any businessman, the first thing you do is ask them to take somewhat of a reduced rate. It's like the NBA is not going to sit there and go, oh, yeah, let's fire all the NBA players. No, they're going to be like, yo, can you take a little pay cut? We'll take a pay cut on our end, and we'll meet somewhere in the middle. No, they just they shot first and asked questions later rather than asking the questions and then shooting.
Exactly. And, that kind of goes to show you what kind of state they're in right now because, everything that happened with Drew Gulak that's kind of evident on what's going on. He had an offer, they didn't want to do the offer he wanted, so they pulled the original offer, they let him get fired, and then they re-signed him. A lot of things that could have been avoided, and a lot of time misplaced, right?
When it comes to that Gulak situation, yes, I see that point, but it also showed a point where if you do it if you just keep the business as business between you and that person, then the trust is there, if that makes sense. Like that, I think that's what the Gulak situation to me is different than what they did with the other wrestlers. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no,
Because the Gulak thing.
what I'm trying to get at, it just shows how unorganized they are right now.
Oh yeah, they're hella unorganized. Because hell, they don't even know what they're doing with their crew as far as actual salary people. Like they had them take a pay cut. So I mean, they were just pay cutting everybody across the board. So it just showed that they just cut their nose to spite their face. And the havoc, and I get it because COVID kind of threw everybody's business pretty much in a disarray. You know what I mean? And It's not like any revenue is going to make that up. So there's no revenue to make it up other than TV deals. But most of those wrestlers that get paid, they get paid off of house shows and they're in the house gates. So that's where they didn't really articulate it right.
Hey, did you take that?
That being said, who do you think's gonna come back? If anybody.
If anybody, well, I have yet to hear. Well, Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder, ain't coming. Leo already said he's not coming. Dion Perazzo is already at Impact.
Right.
EC3 to me is going to still be at Impact. Gallows and Anderson, they could come back because AJ is still there, but AJ only got a couple more years because he's on the retirement tour at this point. It's hard to tell. Maverick for sure is back, so I mean, it's hard to tell who's gonna like come back and who's gonna leave. I mean, you could kind of tell you could tell a lot of the other people, but there are some that are wild cards. And
late to the party, Mitch Mayhem.
Yeah, I'm always late. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Man, you just missed me talking shit about WWE. I made your day.
Oh, fuck off. I am against bad wrestling, not WWE.
We're talking about
in particular.
We're talking about the wrestlers that were fired. Which one of them might actually come back to that reduced rate that that WWE offered them?
Yeah, okay, so okay, real quick, I just want to say, that was really stupid, but no, I'm joking real quick, just want to say, that was really stupid business by Drake Maverick to just sign that contract without reading it. Of course he fucking but anyway.
I was thinking the same thing, but,
yeah. Hey, right? You thinking, fuck you, dude, shit. You can put anything in that thing.
I mean,
he's using the emotional moment to capitalize, yeah.
I mean, he could tell Triple H, hey, I need a lawyer to look this over.
Yeah, I know, really, like, what do you expect him to do at that? Like, yeah, I need a little time. Fuck. That would have put him on the spot. But yeah, it was a little weird, but I'm glad he got his job back. I don't care if it seems exploitative. Of course it's exploitative, but he got his job back. Whatever.
Do you think you've heard that WWE offered all the fired wrestlers
yeah, like one-eighth their fucking salaries. Yeah, if you don't have any ambition and you just want to collect the fucking paycheck, Kurt Hawkins, I'm talking to you.
Zack Ryder,
Nah, Ryder. I think Ryder has ambition now.
No,
I think it lit a fire in their chest. No, I think it lit a fire in their chest. You'll see.
But I think most of them people were. I mean, yeah, you're right.
Real quick though, yeah, Zack Ryder and EC3. Fuck no, they're not going back for a reduced
I would
rate.
say Zack.
They have
Zack Ryder.
real quick. They have offers on the table from Impact. I know for a fact.
Well, if I'm Eric Young and EC3, I'm not going back to WWE.
Oh, EC3. Or not, excuse me, Eric Young. Eric Young is Impact. What do you? Of course he's going to Impact him.
No, I mean he's not going back to WWE.
No, fuck no.
Yeah.
He's probably already in. If I had to bet money, I would say they already signed him.
I would say the people who made their inroads in Impact are not coming back.
Well, Eric Young
are going back. No, I'm saying the people who made their inroads in Impact are not going back to WWE.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry.
So that we could bet that one. But the other ones who are loyalists, I would think Ryder would go back with his wife Candice Green. I would put money on that.
What did you say his wife? Did you say his wife Candice LeRae?
Oh no, Candice Green.
Chelsea Green.
Oh, Chelsea Green. Jesus Christ. You know what? I was missing Candace Owens and you know what? I'm over. I'm done. It's been a long
It's all good.
Long week, bro.
Girls with blonde hair with names that start with C. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But
nobody.
Yeah, you knew what the hell I meant.
Somebody I think that's definitely going to come back at the reduced rate, Mike Chioda. I mean, that.
I don't know about it. I don't know. I don't know enough about Mike Chioda to know. I don't know if there's a market for older refs right now.
I mean, he's been there for 30 fucking years.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have let him go in the first place unless there was a reason besides just, to get rid of some money on the books. But was he vital to them? Obviously not. You know what I mean?
I know who would come back at a reduced rate. The Brooklyn Brawler, baby.
Not Kurt Angle. Yo, fuck yeah. He's like, money? Virgil. Virgil would love that paycheck.
Oh, definitely.
Marty Jannetty.
So he could get a cocaine check. He blows all of his money on hookers and drugs. Anyway.
Bro, have you seen his Facebook? It's off the chain.
Oh, he gets hell on chicks. I know.
Alright,
I know.
it's time